I had to change my sitting arrangement so you guys get a you know better background. I don't know if you can see. Just yeah, I was I was sitting like here, facing there that way, and behind me was a blank wall. I can't get that as my background, right? This exposure thing, yeah. So I am saying compatibility, compatibility of intellectually. No. Let me rephrase that. Intellectual compatibility in couples, in dating, in friendships even, is very important. And I felt that after having multiple scenarios where I have to deal with people that are just not not as intelligent, not as smart as me, or yeah, I'm pretty egotistic. Yeah, you can say whatever you want. uh, you got me. But what I'm saying is, there's an intellectual level. Everybody has a level of IQ. I'm not saying the higher IQ is good or the lower is bad. I'm saying it's different. Not in a, you know, you're special in your own way type of manner, but it genuinely is by psychology and science. I'm a student of psychology myself, and I've studied this. So I can tell you that from experience and theory, I have met people that don't think on the same page as me. They have a very different, I'll say, viewpoint to life, and that just makes my relationship with them very, I don't know how to phrase it, but very dull for me. For them, it's amazing. I am an amazing person. I can just, blend with everyone. I can talk amazingly with everyone. No matter the personality, I can just fit in anywhere. And it has caused me its fair share of issues and troubles. But yeah, I've learned my lesson. But that's not the point. You need to find people that are on the same intellectual level as you. Not knowledge, not education, intellectual level. The ability and the capability to think. For example, one of my friends, he says that the biggest achievement of his life would be to buy this certain car called Thar. That rhymed. I didn't mean to. But yeah, many of you might know that. And for me, the biggest achievement would be freeing myself from every burden or influence or bias of this society, and just thinking in a neutral or a raw way towards life, towards people, and understand everything with empathy. You see the level of difference. How can I talk to that individual? I still can. That is just my personal ability to do so. But that friendship isn't very, I don't really like this video, how it's going. But anyways, I'll just gonna post anyway. Some days you just can't record or just can't say the right words, okay? But that doesn't stop you from recording the video. So yeah, what I mean to say is, find people with your own intellectual level. The things you'd like to talk about, find people who likes the same. If not same, identify that there's levels, right? Just like in school we had levels, and we were in first grade, then second. If a first grader was talking to a 12th grader, it would be very difficult, right? And if thinking that it would be just academics, first grader would say, oh, A for apple, and the 12th grader would say, no, I for integration. So it's very basic, but yet I personally took certainly a very long time to understand that. And now it is very easy for me to identify people and not think that I am some stupid guy, not pull myself into a negative loophole. I can think that this guy is different, this woman is different, girl is different, and I don't need to talk to them or befriend them just because they are nice or just because we had a few chat. No, because I've done that in the past, and it just, I try to be nice, and the result I get would only ruin me, because it wasn't being nice that I was doing. It was more like I was negotiating my own, what I want, instead of uh, not instead of, what I want was undermined, and what the situation or the other person wants got uh, got more limelight in my mind, my own mind. And that's how I prioritize things, and it went very negatively, or should I say a very downhill situation for me. And I've learned and accept that, and the only sentence I can leave you with is, be unapologetically you. This has been my, you can say mantra or something for 2026, to be unapologetically you. And when you be that, it's very hard at first, because first there's your own mind resisting, so you have your own mental resistance. Then you have to fight this, not in general fight, but uh, the people around you, they are used to seeing the you that is people pleasing, the you that, that compromises, that agrees with what they say. But when you start saying that, oh, I don't like this, oh, uh, I dislike this when you said this, and I don't want to do this, so I'm not going to do this. When you start saying these things, they will start calling you out on that. And if you fold under that situation, it's going to get even worse, because if you have to do this, you have to do it fully, you have to commit to it, because after a certain while, they'll stop calling names, or they'll stop, saying the things, and you'll understand if they are, you know if they are the real ones. And if you show your real self and they stay, they are the real ones. And yeah, it's just so much better to have quality people than quantity of people. I have had certainly my quantity of people, but none of them were quality. Maybe one or two, but most of the population wasn't. I'm not hating on any of my old friends or people that used to be in my life, but there's a reason they used to be in my life. And maybe the reason is me, maybe the reason is them, maybe the reason is situation. That is not the matter. The matter is you being you. Yeah, that is pretty much it. That is all I want to convey with this video. And it got a little all over the place, but thanks for watching. If you did, Kirvesh signing out. I make psychology and self-improvement related videos. I post every single day, and yeah, it's very fun for me to talk about psychology and self-improvement every single day, 24 hours, 7 days a week. I think about these things, and they never leave my mind. And it feels good to talk about this, because most of my friends or people around me, most of them can't understand what I'm trying to say, the point I'm trying to make. They have their own insecurities and biases to deal with, which they of course don't deal with. And it then again it becomes a problem for me, that they don't solve their insecurities and I have to deal with their comments. It's very frustrating at times. And this last video I made, being saying that it gets lonely, and you have to learn to be alone and not lonely. And the day you learn the difference between them, the day you're gonna truly grow. Giveaway signing out. Take care of yourself, do subscribe, and bye bye.